that they've spoken so much in detail about the various provisions made in the budget. I'll try to answer most of their concerns, questions, seeking clarification by grouping the questions and concerns raised, and broadly about 16 different categories. They've been grouped, and I'll try to speak about them. At the beginning, sir, at the very beginning, I would want to underline the fact that this budget has been made during a very difficult time. The challenges, particularly the external challenges, are very, very severe, most of which are beyond even any projections or predictions. There are no models that you can build and understand how the trends will be, because they are very dynamic, they're changing by the day. So it's very difficult to reasonably plan up for a budget. But despite that, we have tried keeping the assessments as close as possible to what can develop, keeping India's interest topmost. So this immense uncertainty is still playing out, and many Indian imports, which are very critical for our economy to grow, are also going to be left with uncertainty. So we are trying to make sure that the budget somewhat at least foresees all these and is ready for such eventualities. But even as we say about these things, the budget has very clearly identified the difficulties which are before us, because all these years, possibly even decades, we've been talking about globalization. Now we are facing a situation of fragmentation of the world. Whilst the post-COVID time has made states to borrow, and not just Indian states, but countries to borrow, to meet with the specific difficulties that they have to face, and also handhold people and at the same time give growth impetus, has led to a situation where countries are borrowing and rising debt is a problem. Whereas fiscal prudence has always been the matter which gets advocated. People tell that economies will have to be managed more fiscally prudent ways. So globalization versus fragmentation, which is a reality, fiscal prudence versus growing global debt, which is a reality, and everybody wants to have free market situation, but you have aggressive tariff barriers and non-tariff barriers. So you're facing a world where a lot of talk goes on about keep the markets free, but no one country wants to have free market when it comes to their interest. So with all this, the usual practice would be that you will approach multinational institutions to seek redressal or to seek handholding. Multilateral forums have also become today very diluted. They seem to be there but not really exerting themselves even with the given framework of things. So bilateral partnerships and regional forums are the ones which are really governing the situation. So much contrary to all those principles with which the world has moved in terms of an economic order, is all going through a major change. So the uncertainties can be defined in some terms, but you really can't predict what moves. In this situation, the first advanced estimates from the NSO has said that India's economy will grow by 6.4% in real terms and about 9.7% in nominal terms. So the budget this year, we have kept our goals in such a way that we are able to accelerate growth, secure inclusive development, invigorate private sector investments, uplift household sentiments, and also to directly or indirectly enhance spending power of the Indian rising middle class. In all this, we have seen that there are 4 groups of people that if you touch and serve, the impact will be across the country: Garib, youth, Annadata, and Nari. And therefore, every scheme that we have before us has something to bring in terms of benefits for these 4 large groups. Sir, I want to take a minute to put it before this august House that when we are talking about capital expenditure, because I've heard quite a few members speaking about how capital expenditure is probably coming down, the shift is now from moving away from capital expenditure to boosting consumption. I just want to highlight the thought about or the idea of effective capital expenditure. What it does include is core capital outlays in the union budget and also the grants and aid for creation of capital assets to the states. So, though the grants and aid for creation of capital assets is accounted as revenue expenditure in the books of the union government, yet they go to the states to create capital assets, and therefore they are also effectively, eventually, only capital expenditure. So in the budget in the financial year 25-26, which is before us, the effective capital expenditure is projected at 15.48 lakh crore as against 13.18 lakh crore in the RE of 24-25. So there is just no reduction in capital expenditure. But even more, if we take this together with what is done by the public enterprises, they are independent of the budget, they do their own, but they also account for the capital expenditure. If we were to take that also on board, if we take that public enterprises from their own resources, when they invest money for capital expenditure, they do it substantially. And so if I were to include that for the year 25-26, the capital outlay, which I would define as effective capital expenditure, is likely to be in the range of 19.80 lakh crores. So, the concern expressed by some members, which I take up in detail a bit later, but right up front, saying, have sectors been denied money? Have some sectors received lesser than what they received last year? I just want to assure the House, in terms of the numbers that have been presented in the budget, I'll restate them. Sectoral outlays for 25-26, sir. Agriculture and allied activities, 1.71 lakh crores. Rural development, 2.67 lakh crores. These are already given in the budget, it's before us. Urban development and transport, 6.45 lakh crores. Health and education, 2.27 lakh crores. And defense spending, excluding defense pension, is 4.92 lakh crores. So we have not cut down on any sectoral allocations. The total resources being transferred to the states in 25-26 is 25.01 lakh crores. Resources being transferred to the states, which shows an increase of 4.92 lakh crores over the actuals of 23-24. So the portion which has to go to the states are also not cut down. On the contrary, substantial increase has been made in them. So if I spoken specifically about capital expenditure and also sectoral allocations, I want to, because this is the upper house, very experienced members coming from various walks of life are here and who have been in governments are here. I want to highlight a feature of budget making in the last 4 years, 5 years, which speak for themselves. Just 2 examples for each of the years, sir, which is very important considering that members would be eager to know as to how public finance is being managed. Sir, I begin with a contrast, not so much for talking about whose period it was, is it my period, your period, but when crisis hit countries, and when crisis will have to be managed, and when managing crisis you will have to adopt some methods, and post that the revival. In that sense, I would like to just compare between the global financial crisis as opposed to the crisis of COVID-19, when India's government's attempt resulted that India became fragile 5, whereas after COVID, the attempt that has been made with targeted support to people who needed help has lifted India from the position where it was in fragile 5, post-COVID, from where it was to where we are today on the top 5 economies. So the measures that have been taken are not attributable to one budget itself. It has been sustained over several budgets since 2020. I want to highlight some features for it from each of them. For instance, 2020-21 budget reveals recurrent themes. From then, it reveals recurring themes of transparency to foster credibility of budget making, reforms to catalyze growth, targeted social security, and use of technology for obtaining value for public money. Today, I think it's a very appreciable point. Today, all over the country, concern about how effectively is the taxpayers' rupee being spent is widely heard. You hear from different sections of the society saying taxpayers' money, you're not, which is a right concern citizens should have. I just want to highlight that in 2020-2021 budget, sir, we brought in the element of transparency and strengthening cooperative federalism. How did we do it? We took a big step of bringing on board FCI's, the Food Corporation of India's, off-budget borrowing of about 1.2 lakh crores onto the budget. We said, yes, it might hit us from the point of view of fiscal deficit, but we will have to do it, bring in credibility to the budget making and transparency. We also strengthened the partnership with the states. It is that year that, not because Finance Commission has recommended it, not at all, we brought in a 50-year interest-free capital assistance to the states, which was not on the basis of a recommendation which the Finance Commission gave. But we started the process then, and when we started it, we just extended 12,000 crores to the states, saying 50 years, you take it, no interest to pay, you can go ahead with what you want to do in terms of capital expenditure. All states, no state left out in that. And that 12,000 crores of 2020-21 today for this year has reached 1,50,000 crores. 50-year interest-free. This year's budget for this year gives 1,50,000 crores for states. No, they can choose the projects they want to do and complete it, asset building. So that has been started from 2020-21, and every year some amount. It's been growing and it has reached this level today. 21-22, sir, again fiscal transparency and technology adoption was taken up for the budget making. We regularized long pending outstanding dues, and this is very interesting, sir. And I'm sure the House will appreciate this point, that we regularized long pending outstanding dues amounting to over 81,000 crores payable to the states under devolution of central taxes for the period. So I was astonished when I started working on it, but I'm glad to say we resolved it. For the period, 81,000 crore for the period, beginning 96-97 until 2017-18, we had to do the calculations to make sure every state in this 81,000 crores, which has been pending over decades, is given that money back. We did that in 21-22. Because that year, sir, I told you the previous year, we took on board the Food Corporation of India's amounts which were outside of the budget. This year, after having given states their dues, which has been pending from 96-97, we took on board the off-budget borrowings of urban housing from the Ministry of Urban Development, 33,000 crores which was outside of the budget, off-budget borrowing. We brought that back onto the budget, which means we've taken the responsibility to address this. And we also prepaid it. I would like to highlight the fact that clearing debt prior to its due time has also been methodically taken up in each one of our budget exercise. That was done in 21-22. And the third step, using technology so that states and center will be clear as to where the money lies, and using technology, they can see the flow of money and see where the treasury is receiving the money for which project, and therefore go ahead with states' contribution and build that. So the single nodal agency, which is for timely release of money and technology driven, so everybody knows where the money lies, was brought in 21-22, which has actually reformed. There are later instances where I'll explain about how that has helped us to see where money is lying idle, and therefore to that extent borrow less, pay interest less. So that has helped in fiscal management, sir. In 22-23, sir, debt consolidation was given a big priority. Strengthening states' liquidity position has been a big priority. I'll just give an example. Railway Minister is just sitting next to me. We've commenced complete financing of the capital outlays of railways and highways from the union budget. So this has lowered the cost of borrowing for railways itself for their projects, and as a result, today we are able to speedily fund their capital investments. We also advanced, and this will be very much in favor for the states, we advanced the devolution date. Every month tax is devolved to the states. For years it's been done on the 20th of the month. We said, why should it go till the middle of the month? Why can't it be paid earlier? So we moved the date from 20th of the month to 10th of the month itself so that states can get it earlier. That was done so that the cash position in the states can be improved. Sir, we also did one more for the budget. Every year you have your budget estimates given during the budget presentation. And in the middle of the year, suddenly one program loses enough money. They say, we need more, so will you raise it in the supplementary demands for grants? Very well. There was a practice all the while to have 3 times supplementary demands. So it had 2 implications. One, your estimates were going for a toss, or your estimate itself was not based on the data which you get from the ground, and therefore we wanted to streamline that. And from that year, 22-23, we have brought in a fairly clear system of there will be supplementary demand, but only twice in a year, so that you are able to bring in a BE which is far more realistic rather than go along the year and keep adding for supplementary demands. So we have brought in that kind of a discipline for ourselves, much more than for anybody, and that is paying adequate rewards. Last but one, 23-24, sir, we made sure the taxpayers get a relief. So the new tax regime was brought in, and we made it as the default regime, so that unless a person wants exemption, he will be part of the new tax regime. But if he states that he wants to be in the old, he can still be in the old if he thinks he's better off in that. So we brought that in, and we also raised the tax limit, meaning up to certain income that you don't pay tax at all, to 7 lakhs in that year. And using marginal benefit, meaning marginal relief being given to the taxpayer, up to 7.27 lakh, an individual doesn't need to pay tax, was brought in 23-24, which of course this year we have gone up to the level of 12 lakhs. So 23-24 also saw a special scheme for women, Mahila Samman Bachat Patra. We brought it in 23-24 with very high interest for them so that they benefit out of that money. We also doubled deposit limits in senior citizen savings schemes and monthly income scheme. So that way, we were continuously bringing changes. And if I come to the current budget, sir, you see the trend continuing, new service and new instrument of service. That is in 24-25, I'm sorry, last budget, the July budget. New service and new instrument of service limits, meaning states, ministries will be given higher limits up to which they can spend. This has been recommended by the PAC, and also we consulted the CAG, and we brought it so that departments will have greater flexibility in spending more rather than for small amounts coming and seeking appropriation from the supplementary demands. So that has given more facility, more freedom for the departments to spend when they have an issue of a priority spending area. This is the fourth time since independence such a review has been undertaken, and we have brought it in this year, in 24-25 July budget. Similarly, one other major reform that we brought in was short-term T-bill borrowings have been drastically reduced. This has contributed for greater liquidity in the markets, in the financial system, so that private borrowers don't suffer. We don't get in, government doesn't get into the market and crowd them out. That situation shall not occur because we've now chosen to have short-term T-bill borrowings drastically cut down. We also did a buyback of G6 for about 88,000 crores. This one single step, sir, has resulted in interest saving of about 5,000 crores apart from infusing liquidity in the system. So other than what we do through the schemes, other than what we give through devolution, for managing the taxpayers' rupee far more efficiently, these are the steps that we've taken, and repeatedly proving to the taxpayer that paying the tax truly is going for nation building. So we have also, in the July budget, shown very clearly that we will have a debt consolidation pathway, and that pathway will enable our government debt to be brought down closer to 50% of GDP, of the 50% of our GDP, from nearly 58% where it is now, 50% plus minus 1% by 31st March 2031. That has been explained in the documents which have been given to the budget document last July budget. So again, if that is the trend through the budget making and the effective use of taxpayers' money, questions were raised if the fiscal consolidation has been at the cost of spending. I think in the brief opening remarks itself, I explained how there has not been any reduction in the money being given to the social sector. It actually balances available money wherever it is available effectively, and that is not cut down. But if questions are being asked about you're giving lesser now, whereas the project demands more, I broadly highlight the fact that because technology is now available for both the center and the states, you can see where the money is lying unutilized. And if that money is utilized, bills are raised, immediately we shall fund the money to the states. Now, whether it is lying in your treasury, whether it is lying in the SNA account, which is for a particular scheme, money is lying, sir. And big amounts are lying in various big schemes across states. I'm not pointing out for one state or another state or the third state. But if money is lying there, it is a money given, and many times borrowed money. If it is lying there, am I expected to borrow more money and put it in there and keep paying the interest? Or is it better that you use the money and post that I can borrow timely and give it to you? Or if I have the comfort of my revenue, I can even give it. But that which is lying unutilized today is available for the governments, wherever they are, state or the center, to see and to use it much before demands are made for additional resources. I wouldn't get into reading how much is lying where. It is part of the budget set of documents. You can see it in the budget document which is available, and it is in the annexure statement 4AA. So any honorable member can see which scheme money is lying within their state and use it far more effectively. And that would only make efficiency far more for the taxpayers' money. So, I've already said about the money which is going to the schemes, so I wouldn't take more of the House's time. About growth challenges, I understand two honorable members have spoken. I think it was Sulata Dev from BJD and also Honorable Member Kapil Sibal. So it is a matter of fact, as I said earlier, that there are challenges. There's no doubt about the challenges that not just India, every country is facing. For India in particular, to explain why the Q4 growth was low and why we think it is manageable in the forthcoming quarters is because of the adverse weather conditions which prevailed during the year, excess rainfall in some states, drought in some others, and also the model code of conduct because of the Lok Sabha elections. Most departments could not spend their money in time. As a result, the multiplier was not as much as you would calculate when you spend on your capital expenditure. Sir, former Finance Minister P. Chidambaram has raised quite a few issues, and I have answers for all of them, answers based on data. And I understand he has also communicated with me through a letter that he is unfortunately not going to be in the House today for unavoidable reasons, and I appreciate him communicating, saying that he is not going to be in the House. But nevertheless, because they are very important points, I will try to give answers for them. Talking of unemployment,
वैसे आपकी उदारता है, संसदीय परंपराओं में जो बोलकर चले जा और उपस्थित नहीं हो तो उनका जवाब देना आवश्यक नहीं होता, पर आप उदारतापूर्वक दे रही, धन्यवाद.
because वो information भी मुझे था.
अच्छा, उनको जानकारी जी जी धन्यवाद, ठीक है.
I've conceded that. Sir, no, I've conceded that. Sir, he had asked a question saying, the PLFS data has been released. The PLFS has said that unemployment rate is 3.2%. The same PLFS says youth unemployment is 10.2%. And the same PLFS says unemployment among graduates is 13%. So his question was, then how does PLFS conclude that unemployment rate is 3.2%? I have a bit of a discomfort, sir, in that it will be untypical of me to answer the way I'm answering, but I will do it with due deference. The blunt point is, sir, they are subsets and the lot are different lots. They don't sum up to become the average, which will have to be something else. You're comparing apples with oranges and then clubbing all the three and say, but how come it is 3.2%? The former finance minister, I'm sure, and I want to say this on record, is aware of it, but he still threw that question at me. With due respects, I want to tell him that 3.2 is the overall unemployment rate for the entire population. Whereas when you're talking of youth, it is a subset within which they are calculating the total. We need to improve in each one of them, there's no doubt. But to think that these did not add up to give a mean average is wrong. They are different sets. So I leave it there. I would think, oh, I'm surprised to hear that from former finance minister. I'm not saying that, but yes, surprises me. Sir, he also raised a question. What is the difference between new employment generation scheme and the PM employment generation scheme, that is PMEGP? Again, they are definitely different. Why are they different, sir? The new employment generation scheme, which was announced in the July budget, had 3 different schemes within it. One which will take care of first-time job seekers, for whom there is a particular scheme, the particular provision which is given, the first-time job seeker will be given this much if his moment taken in, and so on. And a scheme B within that set of 3 is job creation in manufacturing, where we incentivize for the employer additional employment that he will bring, either of first-timer or of somebody who's moving from one job to another. So this is linked to employment, and first-time employees were much more given that kind of an attention. An incentive will be provided at specified scale directly to both the employee and the employer through the EPFO route, so it is registered, it's transparent, everyone can see how much is going to which employer for which employee that he brought in additionally. And that scheme will last for 4 years. So for 4 years, if the same employee continues with the new employee company, continues with the employer, the incentive keeps flowing. So that's the second one. And the third one is to support employers, where all additional employment within a salary limit of 1 lakh per month will be counted, and the government will reimburse employers up to 3,000 rupees per month for 2 years towards their EPFO contribution for each additional employee. So the new employment generation scheme had these three distinct employment creating schemes. Whereas PM Employment Generation Program, PMEGP, is one of the flagship programs of the Ministry of Small and Medium Enterprises, MSME. It assists prospective entrepreneurs in setting up of new micro enterprises, particularly in the non-farm sector, for generating employment by providing margin money and subsidy to the bank loan. So the character, the nature, the purpose, and the method of PMEGP is this, and the PM's new scheme of employments, which are three distinct. So as a basket, the three distinct versus the PM Employment Guarantee Program are totally two different things. So the difference between the two is what came as a question. This is what I would want to give as answer. So there was also this question about high inflation, food inflation, asked by several members, former finance minister, and several other members who joined in as well. So as per the data released yesterday, the CPI inflation for January 25 fell to 4.31% from 5.22%. This is now closer to the lower end of RBI's inflation target, which is in the range of 4%. So the steep correction, particularly in tomato, onion, and potato prices, actually these three are key components in the CPI food basket. And additionally, decline in pulses inflation supported by tariff-free imports. For the pulses that we don't produce adequately for our consumption, we import, but we made a conscious policy of removing the tariff when the import comes in so that we don't add to the price of the landed pulses. So as per the RBI's report on 7th February, sir, CPI inflation for 25-26 is projected to be lower at 4.2% only. So food inflation, which gets triggered when you have an adverse weather condition, and supply chain disruptions are being managed by a group of ministers who are ensuring that timely import happens if there is a shortfall in the supply. So as a result, I think with the first advanced estimates on agricultural production, 24-25 being what it is, Kharif food grain production is expected to be at 5.7%. So the production of rice and tur dal is expected to increase by 5.9% and 2.5% respectively compared to 23-24. So the prices of food will be well under the inflation radar is the kind of advanced estimates which we are getting. But despite that, the group of ministers will be cleanly monitoring. So what did this budget do, the current budget which is waiting for clearance? In 100 districts where agricultural productivity is really low, we have come up with a scheme called PM Dhan Dhanya Krishi Yojana, so that agri activities are given impetus, productivity is increased, so that more produce come into the market. Many other things are also added in it. Atmanirbharta for pulses, so that we grow as much and more of pulses, of all variety of pulses that we consume in this country. Then comprehensive program for vegetables and fruits, so that supply remains abundant. And a national mission for high-yielding seeds are also brought in, so that production of high-yielding seeds will result in greater agricultural produce in the market. So I have expanded and explained about how governments attempt to get subsidized dal, subsidized rice, subsidized atta come into the market in the name of Bharat Chana Dal, Bharat Atta. I just want to say how much is already sold in the market. And that selling is going to help, because if you look at totally between the phase 1 and phase 2, Bharat Chana Dal, 13.8 lakh tons are already sold. Bharat Atta, 16.0 lakh tons are already sold. Rice, 15.3 lakh tons are already sold. So with Chana whole, Moong, Dal, and so on. So it is clear that government's attempt to remove the stress of price rise is actually being received in the ground. The efforts will continue. We shall make sure that price should not be a burden on the ordinary citizens. We shall support this subsidized atta, wheat, and rice, and chana dal, and so on. So inflation management, again, I think we have made sure that we are addressing the problem. I'm not getting into a comparison game, because by now it is very clear who manages inflation a lot more in time and who doesn't. So the depreciation of the rupee was also something which very many members spoke about. I want to spend a minute on it. Many of the members are still here who have been talking about it. The value of the Indian rupee, sir, is influenced by several factors which I'm sure honorable members know about it. Those factors are the movement of the dollars, the index of the dollar, trends in capital flows, level of interest rates, movement in crude prices, current account deficit, so on, so many of them. Quarter 4 of 2024 certainly witnessed extensive currency-related volatility across major countries, not just India. So Indian rupee, like other Asian currencies, depreciated against the US dollar on account of uncertainty pervading the global macro economy. US dollar index rose to 6.5% during October 21, 2024 to January 27, 2025. Major Asian currencies such as the Korean won, Indonesian rupiah, Malaysian ringgit depreciated by 8.1%, 6.4%, and 5.9% respectively. G10 currencies also depreciated during this period by more than 5.5%. For instance, the Japanese yen, British pound, and euro depreciated by 7.0%, 6.6%, and 5.8% respectively. So the government, we believe that overvalued currencies erode national competitiveness as exports become expensive and domestic companies will have to be given support. So I would like to allay the concerns or apprehensions of the honorable members on account of INR fluctuation. The government and RBI will continue to exercise necessary vigilance. So RBI's efforts in making sure the Indian rupee is stabilized are several. I wouldn't want to take the House's time on it, but these are details which I lay on the table. Any honorable members who want to see it can go into the details of how RBI is constantly keeping a watch on the volatility of Indian rupee. So there was an interesting question raised by the former finance minister. Reduction of external affairs budget In fact, he started his debate participation by talking about that at the outset. Made me feel that why would he want to start talking on external affairs rather than talking about many other finance ministry related specifics. But he wanted to ask as to reduction on external affairs budget. Are we reducing India's global presence, was his question, sir. I was a bit surprised by this. The total expenditure of Ministry of External Affairs in 23-24 was about 28,914 crores. It included 8,193 crore for payment to Exim Bank. And why would it include payment to Exim Bank? Because Exim Bank was almost compelled towards invoking guarantees against doubtful debts. Exim Bank supports a lot of activity overseas, and in the instance of the payments not coming in time, they will have to invoke guarantee. So that guarantee being invoked by Exim Bank will have to be filled up by the government, and therefore 8,193 crore was given in the year 23-24. That thankfully didn't have to be given again. So to that extent, the amount has come down. So that doesn't mean external affairs' budget has come down, but that unique situation, not very fortunate, but unique situation which arose, where guarantees being invoked had to be supported because of bad debts outside. It could be a line of credit which given to some country which is in distress, whatever. That doesn't get repeated. So to that extent, this year's allocation to Ministry of External Affairs does not include that amount. So the 24-25 external affairs is about 25 to 77 crores, which also includes 4,383 crore for payment to Exim Bank towards guarantees invoked against doubtful debts. 23-24 had it, 24-25 had it, but 24-25 had half of what was given earlier, 8,100, 4,300. As a result, if the amount provided for payment to Exim Bank towards guarantees invoked against doubtful debt is excluded, if it is excluded, core expenditure or budgetary provision of MEA in 23-24 and RE 24-25 is 20,721 crore and 20,984 crore respectively. So there is no reduction for MEA. And just as a matter of detail, sir, the total amount received from Government of India during 22-23 to 23-24 aggregated, as I said, 8,191 crore. Of the above 8,000 odd crores, an amount aggregating to 7,160 crore, that is 87% of it, pertains to LOCs extended prior to May 2014. They were extended at that time. We are like, sir, you're a Hindi scholar. I don't want to risk my Hindi. Bhugat bogi. What do you say? Booked bogi. We are booked bogi of what happened prior to May 2014. Sir, also one question which was raised by many other members was about food subsidy. Food subsidy, sir. Provision made under food subsidy 25-26 is realistic and it factors reduced costs on account of the gains accruing from equity infusion made by Government of India for Food Corporation of India. 11,000 crores was infused into FCI in 23-24. As a result, the provision reflects that and rationalizes to that extent. So this has helped actually in that it helps reduce its short-term borrowing, and that has to be kept in mind, sir. So infusion has helped. Fertilizer subsidies, sir, 2024-25, 1.64 lakh crores was given. It has been increased to 1.68 lakh crore for 25-26. So no, we have not reduced. And let us also recall that in the Purvanchal area, sir, 3 urea factories which were lying idle have been revived because of Purvanchal, Purvodaya, which is a big point which Honorable Prime Minister believes in and wants to revive the eastern region. And 3 of them are all in the eastern region. Now to add further, this budget has restored Namrup in Assam so that 12.7 lakh metric tons of urea can be produced, and that can also add to our fertilizer or urea availability and a reduction in the imports. So these are steps taken one by one with a conscious attempt to make sure the eastern region can grow and grow well. So I'm not sure if facts of these questions which have been raised by many members have not been answered earlier. Maybe they were answered earlier. But I'd like to just highlight some of the issues where is it a Bihar bonanza budget? Is it a budget only for one state? Does it mean that no other state gets anything? It's repeatedly been asked, and I've been answering this. So I just want to highlight, and also the question that you have not consulted the states before getting this budget. Not true at all, sir. Every year before the budget is made, all finance ministers from states spend a whole day talking about what are the states' priorities. We listen to them patiently and also include them in our budget-making process. And I already expanded on the point that 1.5 lakh crore is the amount that we have now made provision for capital assets for states. So regional imbalances and infrastructure gap, PM Gati Shakti actually tells you where the gap is for which infrastructure program, and therefore we are able to fund them better. And regional imbalances are also being addressed. I already said 25.01 lakh crores is what is being projected to be given in the year 25-26. So whether it's Bihar or only BJP states, it's just an unfounded allegation. I want to dispel that thought from the members. I'll give you the details, sir. Punjab, Shri Nitin Gadkari ji has informed the Rajya Sabha in December itself that 38 national highway projects were sanctioned in the last 3 years for Punjab, and for the development of 825 kilometers of roads amounting to 22,160 crore only for Punjab. Telangana, sir. Kakatiya Mega Textile Park in Warangal, announced as PM Mitra Mega Textiles Park. In August 2024, Union Cabinet approved industrial node in Zahirabad under the National Industrial Corridor Development Program. These are 2 major big-ticket items being done for Telangana.
Please,
sir?
Please,
The Jharkhand,
no,
sir.
Please, no.
In Jharkhand.
No. Please, not going on record. Renka ji, बैठ जाए, not going on record, please. Not permitted, please, no.
Sir, let me hear it, sir.
Please, take it. Honorable Finance Minister, please speak. Please. बीच में बिना चेयर की अनुमति के ना बोले, please, no. Please.
So what was it, sir? So what is that question, sir? I'm quite willing to answer. What is that question, sir? So let me hear it, sir.
It's related. It's related Reorganization Act compensation.
Sir, AP Reorganization Act and what is being given to Telangana, as much as I'm sure the other side of the AP Reorganization Act will immediately get up and say, what have you given us? I'm willing to answer every question on that. AP Reorganization Act, as to what has been given in particular for Telangana, I'm willing to spend a few minutes on it. as much as I would probably now or a bit later mention, and probably I will say this one line at the beginning, whether it is this party or that party, doesn't matter. I'm talking on behalf of the state Telangana, people Telangana, as much as all of us want to talk. At the time of reorganization, post the Reorganization Act getting passed, Telangana was revenue surplus. Today, it is, I'm sorry to say, I'm not picking on any one state. Every state has its issues. But today, the debt that Telangana is in, despite the measures taken by the central government, I will read this out, and I'm not blaming this party or that party, I repeat. But AP Reorganization Act, and to that extent Telangana, what it should get. I will point by point say, some of which I'll say with your permission, sir. I mentioned about Kakatiya Mega Textile Park, Zahirabad as a corridor nodal point, then Samakka Saraka Central Tribal University, part of the Reorganization Act. The foundation stone also has been laid for AIIMS in BB Nagar, close to Warangal. Roadways, 2,605 kilometers of national highway constructed in Telangana since 2014, AP Reorganization Act ke baad. 4 greenfield corridors being built under Bharatmala project in Telangana. Railways, record railway budget allocation of 5,337 crores. Since June 2024, Union Cabinet approved new lines between Erupalayam and Namburu and between Malkangiri and Pandurangapuram. Constructed 753 kilometers of new tracks in Telangana since 2014. 5 Vande Bharat trains introduced and started from Telangana. 40 railway stations. 40 railway stations being redeveloped for Telangana. Social infrastructure, sir. Over 2 lakh houses being built under PM Awas Urban, completed. 31 lakh household toilets constructed under Swachh Bharat mission. 38 lakh tap water connections provided under Jal Jeevan mission, Telangana. 82 lakh Ayushman cards provided. 199 Jan Aushadhi Kendras operationalized. 1.2 lakh Jan Dhan accounts opened. And over 75 lakh Mudra accounts sanctioned.
Please. Let Honorable Finance Minister conclude her speech, please. No, it's not open discussion. No, please.
Jharkhand,
it is a please take your very gentleman.
Jharkhand.
Madam, take you. She has replied in detail. No. बहुत विस्तार से माननीय फाइनेंस मिनिस्टर ने जवाब दिया है. अब नो डिस्कशन फर्दर. नो, लेट हर स्पीक.
I've added one more, sir.
आपकी बात रिकॉर्ड पे जाएगी.
I'd like to add one more, sir. Telangana, for the 9 districts, which is the backward districts, as per the Reorganization Act, 50 crores for each district, which is 450 crores into 6 installments. Total of 2,700 crores provided for this backward district development for 9 districts, all Telangana.
Please. Let Honorable Finance Minister continue, please.
Sir, Dr. Lakshman from Telangana is right in saying that. I forgot it. Srimati Indira Gandhi had contested from Medak district, Medak constituency. All right, sir. She won from Medak, represented that constituency. But who has given the first railway station for Medak? Prime Minister Modi. throbs for Ramagundam, sir. Very important. Very important. Who has helped revive that Ramagundam, sir, for Telangana? Prime Minister Modi. So, the capacity of Ramagundam, sir, after the revival is 12.7 lakh metric tons. Also for the record. So, no state.
Please take your... No, she has replied in detail. I am not allowed you, madam. You are a very senior man. Please take your seat. No. आप सभी बैठिए. Please.
No state has been ignored under Prime Minister Modi.
Please, you all sit.
No point getting angry, sir.
Yes.
A point raised, point answered.
Yes.
You want more?
Please continue.
Huh?
Please.
Sir, Sir, the point is...
Please take your seat. रेणुका जी, please take your seat. रेणुका जी, please. आपस में बात नहीं, please. Please. रेणुका जी, please.
Sir.
Dr. Lakshman, please.
Sir, kindly. Sir, actually, I kept reading only some of the main things.
Yes.
But more for the sentiment of Telangana, sir. More for the sentiment of Telangana, sir. Just as Ramagundam, just as Sammaka, Saraka, these are very big sentimental and right points for Telangana. One other right point for Telangana, sir, I missed out on saying, I seek your indulgence. Turmeric which is produced in Telangana is one of the classiest turmeric. One of the very good quality turmeric and produced in Telangana. Who gave the turmeric board? Located in Nizamabad. Prime Minister Modi, sir. With due respect to the honorable member who is feeling so charged about Telangana, we are here also equally charged for Telangana, but we show it in action and not by just raising the questions. So, for every question that is asked, sir, because it's an emotional issue, we are also responding by action rather than keep raising the issue. We are showing action on the ground. So, Jharkhand, in October 2023, the Union Cabinet sanctioned the North Koil Reservoir project at a revised cost estimate of 2,430.76 crore. And that is for Jharkhand. So this budget is not for Bihar. This budget is not only for BJP states. Every state is getting their right due. There is nothing that I am saying, oh, we are giving. No, states deserve to get it. They will get it. They are getting.
Please, Rajiv ji, not all. Please take your seat. Rajiv ji, बैठ जाए माननीय मंत्री.
Sir.
प्लीज माननीय रेणुका जी अपनी सीट पर बैठे हैं, आपस में बात नहीं. कोई बात आप सबकी रिकॉर्ड पे नहीं जा रही है. माननीय रेणुका जी, प्लीज टेक योर सीट. प्लीज टेक योर सीट.
Sir, I'd like to respond to one of the points which former finance minister raised. And that was also raised by Honorable Member Tiruchi Siva, also raised by Honorable Member Saket Gokhale, and also raised by Raghunath Reddy from Telangana. No, from Andhra, sorry. Saying you have given a certain projection for direct tax collection, but having foregone 1 lakh crore in the name of the tax relief that we've given up to 12 lakh rupees salary or income. How is that number right? It's a question which has been asked, and I think it's a very important question for which answers should be given, sir. It's not a mistake, or we have not just deliberately just put a number. I'll explain how mind has been applied, and the Department of Revenue has really looked into the details and only then come with the number. And if anything, in the last 5 years, our budget estimates have been commented upon by many observers who say yours is a very conservative estimate. Even for them, I had just said then and now, ours is not conservative, it is realistic. We don't overestimate, we are realistic. So even this year, when we have given the number for revenue buoyancy, the number is realistic. And I'll tell you why, sir. Yeah.
Please.
No, I'll tell you.
John Brittaci, no comment, please. No. John Brittaci, no comment, please.
We'll answer it.
Please take your seat. Nothing is going on record. Nothing is going on.
Sir, taxes on income, sir, is a broad category. It includes individuals and tax-paying entities other than companies under the Income Tax Act of 1961. So it also includes securities transaction tax. But in the BE 2526, taxes on income, if you exclude security transaction tax, is estimated to at 13.60 lakh crore. This represents a growth of 13.1% over 24-25 RE, which implies a buoyancy of 1.30. Sir, if you were to look at the buoyancy, this buoyancy is lower than the average buoyancy of 1.74, which is obtained in the last 5 years, which ends in 23-24. If I were to take the 5 years ending 23-24, the buoyancy was 1.74. What we are now saying for this year is 1.30. And if I were to look at not 5 years past, but only 3 years past, the buoyancy was 1.94. So 3 years average 1.94, 5 years average 1.74, but what we are giving now is only 1.30. So there is no way in which we have done any calculation error, and therefore, even as I explained this, sir, that misunderstanding which, say, John Brittaci would have in his mind, Honorable Member John Brittaci would have in his mind, is, for instance, the effective tax rate across different categories of taxpayers for the year 22-23 is as follows, sir. Individuals was 12.2% effective tax rate. Corporation tax on companies, and when I say 22-23, it's 3 years after the 2019 reduction of corporate tax. Corporate tax on companies, the effective tax rate was still 23.2, lesser than 23.2, which is lesser than the individual tax rate. So we can go on saying we've given a bonanza to the companies, look what's happening. The effective tax rate on companies is 23.2. Together with this explanation, sir, on the tax, I also want to pick up on this one comment which the former finance minister made. He said how the net tax to center can grow by 11.1% when government has given 1 lakh crore of tax concession. The same point which was mentioned in a different way. Sir, he also said it seems pure magic. It is pure magic, not mathematics. I'm sorry, it is pure mathematics. It is pure mathematics that we have done what we have done, and I'll say why we have done that. The net tax revenue of the center is derived after deducting tax devolution to states from the gross tax revenue, The gross tax revenue for the year 25-26, the budget estimate, is estimated to grow by 10.8%. So the tax devolution to states in the RE of 24-25, the year in which we are still on, includes an additional tax devolution from the union government to the states, which is one-time tax devolution, of 12,764 crores on account of prior period adjustments which are required to be done. So if this adjustment amount is excluded, then the tax devolution to the states in the year 25-26, the forthcoming year, is 11.5%, higher than the RE 24-25. So what will be the net tax to center, sir? Meaning, what will be that amount which center will be retaining for itself, sir? Is only 10.4%. So the estimation is both, net to center is both realistic and also it factors the interests of our states. So I would want to inform the former finance minister that it's not magic, it's pure mathematics. I've explained about these buoyancies, sir. There was this question about tax cuts benefit not only the middle class, but also the rich. Again, former finance minister said, oh, you have not just done for middle class, it's going to benefit even the rich. And that is a point on which Honorable Member John Brittas will also be keen to know, have I favored the rich?
Please. Please, you have already raised your points. Yes, put your question.
She projected an amount on corporate tax. She got 40,000 crores less. But whereas she's projecting 14.8% growth in personal income tax, despite giving a giveaway of 1 lakh crore. That was the question which was raised. Even then, now, for 25-26, her growth rate in corporate and GST is hardly 10%. How is it? That was the question.
Thank you.
I thought I've answered one part of his question, sir, and I'll further answer through this response on the point that former finance minister raised. He said, therefore, your claim that you're only benefiting the middle class is not really completely correct, because it's the measures that you've taken is going to benefit the rich also. I'm sorry, he's wrong. Tax rates for different bands of income has also been reduced, which is the truth. But what does it benefit, and by how much does it benefit the middle class as opposed to by how much does it benefit the higher income groups? I'll just give you a figure, sir. We are all aware that in this budget we've said up to 12 lakh rupees nil tax, which is 100% relief for those earning 12 lakhs or less, sir. 100%.
Please, no.
Then, I'll give you
no
the
intervention,
so,
please.
Middle class, so up to 12 lakh, okay? Which was already mentioned, but I'll tell you later. 24 lakhs. Taxable income in proposed new regime, suppose it's 24 lakhs, sir. Total income tax is in the proposed new income tax for that group will be 3 lakh. The relief in comparison to the present regime is only 1,10,000 crores, 1,10,000, which is 26.82%, meaning SSC will be paying 26.82% lesser than the tax that he had paid earlier. So on that note, in that way, I'll explain what happens for 50 lakh. 9.24% is the SSC will be paying lesser by. The new tax regime coming in will make somebody who's earning 50 lakh to pay only 9.24 lesser than what he was paying earlier. What if he's earning 1 crore? He'll pay only 4.08% lesser than what he's paying. 100 crore, 0.037% only lesser than what he was paying earlier. 250 crores, 0.015% only lesser than what he was paying earlier. If it is 500 crores, sir, he pays 0.007% only lesser than what he is paying now. So have we benefited the rich, or is it for the middle class? 100% lesser you're paying, meaning you pay no tax, is better than 0.007% lesser than what you're paying earlier?
Please.
That's a good question. Sir, as I'm responding, and I'm not skirting any issue, the question which is coming in the mind of Honorable MP Minister is the way in which questions are being asked on this. He's right, makes us feel that they probably are against this tax benefit which are being given to the middle class. I think they should say it, that they're opposed to this.
Please take your seat. Please take your seat, Gupta ji. Please take your seat. John Britash ji, no, not here. No, please. No. Sir. Please. No, John Britash ji, take your nothing going on record.
No cuts.
Sirs, finance minister की बात ही जा रही है record. Please.
I yielded, I gave an answer, you will never be happy.
She has already yielded. Please, no more.
Sir, no cut has been made in capital allocation, which has been explained repeatedly. But I was again surprised to hear from the former finance minister saying fiscal deficit has been achieved by cutting capital expenditure. Capex has been cut by 1.8 lakh crore. Thus, she saved on the fiscal target by 43,785 crore. Is it a good policy? I don't know. Is it good? Is it a good economy? I say no. And left it there saying you have managed to have fiscal deficit contained because you cut down on your capital expenditure. I've repeatedly said, sir, capital expenditure has not been cut down. Actually, the total effective capital expenditure is proposed to be 15.48 lakh crore, which is 4.3% of our GDP. So the 11.11 lakh crore of the vote on account budget and July budget is now gone up to 11.21 lakh crore, which is 3.1% of our GDP for capital expenditure. So where have I cut down? I haven't. Sir, it's a good augury that the former finance minister has really appreciated and realized the importance of the capital expenditure. And so, at least I'm glad that he realizes that capital expenditure has greater multiplier and it is good for the economy, it is necessary to undertake it, and his concern that are we cutting down is well appreciated, and I want to assure, no, we are not cutting down. But that concern may be well worth for him to counsel some of his own party-ruled states, whether it is Karnataka, whether it is Telangana. Spend on capital expenditure, please. Tell them also. But their capital expenditure monies are coming down. Congress-ruled states are no longer spending their own money on capital expenditure. We are giving, we will continue to give. So, former finance minister, may I request him, in his absence, that he should counsel Congress-ruled states to also spend on capital expenditure. Sir, I don't want to get into data to say during UPA this what happened, but one data is very important, sir. Under the UPA, capital expenditure as percent of total expenditure, excluding interest payments, became half, meaning It was halved by 31%, from 31% in 2004 when Atal Bihari Vajpayee ji left. 31% it was. It was brought down to 16% when UPA left in 2014. Where is 31%, sir? Capital expenditure. And where is 16%? Appreciating capital expenditure, at least there are tourist eye, at least now.
At least now you have understood.
Sir, also former finance minister said, the chief economic advisor says, get out of the way. In response, the FM in the budget announces 7 new schemes, 8 new missions, and 4 new funds. Meaning, the chief economic advisor has told you to get out of the way, whereas you are coming up with more schemes. Sir, people of India have made them get out of government. People of India have made them to get out of governance itself. And more importantly, if you take back to 1947, Mahatma Gandhi said to the Congress party, get out of politics. You got disbanded. Get out is for them, sir. They should disband the party. Gandhi said, please, you don't need to be in politics. Get out of politics. But no, they're still lingering in India's political domain. So, from our side, I want to say getting out is something which Honorable Prime Minister has been repeatedly saying, I don't want red tape. I want red carpet for industry. I'll remove archaic laws. 1,550 obsolete laws have been removed. 40,000 necessary, unnecessary compliances have been removed. And also decriminalization has happened for 3,400 offenses where people would have been put in jail. We've removed those clauses. We are certainly getting out, and the CEA reminds and tells, shows many things. That the chief economic advisor is independent and does say things for all the country. I want the state governments also to follow this route of remove archaic laws. Get out, get out, get out. I wish the former finance minister tells the Congress governments to please get out of the way. You don't disturb people. They want to be entrepreneurs. They want to grow. They want to. So, Jan Vishwas bill were brought by us. We removed the angel tax so that the startups can function. And the notorious retrospective act which was brought during UPA was removed by Honorable Prime Minister, sir, which was a regressive act. Yes. Sir, the last point, sir, before I have 2 specific responses for 2 members who spoke much later than when I left this place. Sir, former finance minister.
Please. Please listen. No comments from.
There's just one point which we can repeatedly remind ourselves. I'll say that. About Kerala.
No.
About Kerala.
No.
About Kerala. Sir, there is, this is former finance minister. There is a government, but there is little governance. There is no philosophy, so there is no policy. I'm urging FM to recapture the wisdom and far-sightedness of Dr. Manmohan Singh. Former finance minister said, I listened to him carefully. Philosophy, vision, if that was the way in which 1991 opening happened of the Indian economy, sir. Within 6 months, they gave up all the conditions which were put on India for the opening of the Indian economy. And they just forgot reforms after that. So vision was there, but it remained in paper. And not till Atal Bihari Vajpayee came has the momentum on getting reforms done, get your roads built for the country, rapidly change the nature in which businesses are done, started happening. And after that, 10 years after that, again, 10 years, remained lull. Once in 2014, we started all over again, reforms are happening. So vision was there, whether under compulsion or otherwise, you opened up the Indian economy, but it didn't persist. But it was a brilliant government, brilliant budget, right? Made history, no doubt. I don't know if there's a connection, but I want to just put on the table here. It was from that government that the former finance minister resigned. Whether he resigned on his own account or was asked to go. If that was a government about which he's telling us, oh, it was a brilliant government, it had vision, it had this. Sir, you resigned from it. I want to believe you resigned. Or were you asked to go?
But he came back to it.
All right. So, never mind, you can defend. But he did leave it.
No
and
comment.
then he went
No
to three
comment. There are
different
the partakers
parties.
at
He went to even a regional party, TMC. He went to a regional party, Tamil Manila Congress. And then there. So, such a great government about which I'm being told, oh, you should remember it had vision. Arre, you couldn't have left that visionary government then. You left, sir. You left. Sir, two things, sir. Two things. I'll come to Kerala, certainly. Jaya Bachchan ji, honorable member, spoke passionately about how the film industry is being neglected. And also, she said, leave aside the GST. All single screen theaters are shutting down. People are not going to movie halls. There is no cut in the entertainment tax, and so on. For the benefit of all honorable members, I just want to explain this a bit. There is no entertainment tax levied by the union government. First thing clear. Second, entertainment tax previously levied by state governments has been subsumed under the GST, correct? Then, Constitution still allows the state governments to make laws with respect to taxes on entertainment and amusements to the extent levied by and collected by the panchayats and municipalities. This is some entry 62 in list 2 of the 7th schedule. Regional councils or district councils can also levy. So, these levy of taxes on entertainment and amusement is by the local bodies, which is a state subject. There is no central jurisdiction on it. So no question of will you increase, will you reduce, none of that is with me. Sir, then, before the GST, the tax on entertainment services averaged around 30%. Movie tickets attracted various entertainment tax, while a combined 20.5% VAT and service tax applied on it, also to apply to food and beverages at the theaters. Some states had entertainment tax as high as 100%. Now, the service of food and beverages in the movie theater attracts merely 5% GST. Only 5% GST is levied in the theater, food stalls, or even the notorious, now famous popcorn. Only 5% is levied. Sir, multiple GST council meetings. Only 18% will be charged. It was 28% earlier. For movie tickets below 100 rupees, only 12% GST will be applied. Before it was 18%. So reduction is what the GST has done for the movie tickets. Then, Honorable Member Jaya Bachchan ji said, we do not believe in just photo ops with film stars. We work for the development of entire media and entertainment sector, which includes, she said, some things. Sir, I want to say, for all those, we give respect to everybody. One of the major steps taken by this government, Cabinet has recently approved, is Waves 2025. India will host, for the first time, World Audio Visual Entertainment Summit called Waves in Mumbai between 1st and the 4th of May 2025. It will bring together from all over the world media CEOs, entertainment icons, creative minds from all over the globe. And the summit aims to position India as a global hub for media and entertainment, offering unparalleled opportunities for collaboration and showcasing Indian talent. So I want Honorable Member Jaya Bachchan ji to know we have not forgotten. We are on the contrary lifting it to such a level where all states can display their talents, and the movie industry or the the audio-visual capacities that they have can also be displayed. So September 2024, Cabinet also approved establishment of the National Center for Excellence for Animation, Visual Effects, Gaming, Comics, and Extended Reality. That's also been already cleared by the Cabinet. Government has facilitated the signing of co-production treaties of India with 15 different countries so that co-producing of films will be possible. And for facilitating shooting in India of films, a single window clearance mechanism has also been created with the Film Facilitation Office. So we have not forgotten the film industry. Also, PM Modi has in his Man Ki Baat also spoken about the 100th birth anniversary of several iconic figures. In the last Man Ki Baat, he spoke about 4 cinematic legends: Raj Kapoor, Mohammad Rafi, Akineni Nageshwara Rao, and Tapan Sinha have all been remembered for their birth anniversaries and so on. So I find it odd that Honorable Member Jaya Bachchan has expressed her angst about how film industry has not been supported, whereas she will well remember Honorable Member of Parliament today in the Lok Sabha, Kangana Ranaut, under the MVA government, which her alliance supports, in September 2020 in Pali Hill, Mumbai, intimidated her, and in a notice of 24 hours which was given to her, demolition happened. And till the Bombay High Court interfered, the demolition was happening. Honorable Member Jaya Bachchan should be talking to her alliance parties about how film industry is being ignored, how they are being put to suffering. And of course, I don't need to go back to talking about how Hridayanath Mangeshkar, Lata Mangeshkar's brother, could not even work in All India Radio. He was fired out because he was composing and singing not to please the Congress party. And also, Majroor Sultanpuri was jailed in 1949. And Dev Anand was threatened for not supporting the emergency. And Kishore Kumar was also pulled off the air. So about film industry, yes, please, I'll come.
Please take your seat. Please.
So, Honorable
nothing is going.
Talking about,
please.
I'll come, sir, Kerala.
Please.
I will come to Kerala. Hold on. Sir,
please.
Jayaji also was very worried.
No. Let her speak.
Jayaji was also worried about film industry.
Please.
So the lines written by Majroor Sultanpuri.
Yeah,
please take your seat.
I will say. Now, if you go on moving the milepost, myself also. You wanted on Kerala, I'll come back to Kerala. Now you want something else. You can't just go on throwing the gauntlet like that to me. I will take each one of them and answer you. So, sorry, sir. Sir, no good. Everything is so expensive. Was a worry. Honorable Member Jaya Bachchan's worry. I want to say, sir, no poor Jaya. All of you are poor, I am also poor. But the questions are asked will have to be answered, right? Yeah, but so much was said. So much was said. So, sir, when the government is doing so much, I need to take time to answer. Or do you want me to just nominally mention one thing and go away? I will say everything that this government is doing because we are doing that much and more. Sir, if 90 members can speak, and we've heard it all, I will not be allowed 90 minutes to answer.
Please, please.
Unbelievable, sir. 90 minutes of answer you don't want. I've heard 90 members, sir.
No, please.
Sir?
Please.
She had a concern. People haven't stopped. Have stopped watching films. No, people have not stopped watching movies. They probably are viewing OTTs. I just want to say how the OTT sector is booming in India. Disney and Hotstar, 400 million active users. Netflix, 3+ million paid subscribers. Amazon Prime Video, 4.4 million paid subscribers. According to a FICCI EY report, sir, OTT market will hit 12.5 billion US dollars by 2030, and already 448 million OTT viewers in India, which is second only to China. That is the growth that India, in regional languages and in Hindi, is having in the OTT sector. So film industry will not have an issue, sir, and the government is quite seized of the kind of sir. And I just want to, one broad reference to, because Honorable Member Raghav Chadha is seated here, I got to know he's a chartered accountant. Sorry, I didn't know earlier, I must confess. But he said, probably I've forgotten, pardon for that.
Please, John Britasik.
Because repeatedly I don't see the strength of a chartered accountant coming in your in your interventions. So it makes me question, am I really right in thinking you're a chartered accountant? Sir, I want to say, marginal relief, sir. He wouldn't.
Please take your. No, not allowed.
Oh.
Not please. कोई आपकी बात रिकॉर्ड पे नहीं जा रही. Only finance minister's speech is going on record. No, please. आप बोले. माननीय Honorable Finance Minister, please.
Please listen and go to your finance minister in Kerala and ask this question about GST.
Please.
Sir, honorable member, if he has a question to clarify on GST, equally and more competent will be the finance minister of Kerala to answer. He should seek clarification from him. Sir, no, you've had doubt and I'm ready to answer. But if it's GST, I would equally appeal to you to please contact your finance minister and ask him. Sir, about the 12 lakh rupee, I honestly want to request humbly Honorable Member Raghav Chadha ji to please kindly not mislead the House. I don't mean he intended it to do. I don't think he intended to mislead the House. But the way he put the whole detail about the personal income tax, which has come in this budget, sir, 25-26, we issued FAQ. Just as soon as I finished my speech, the FAQ was put out. Lots of people who asked the questions have all been comprehensively given explanation. For an honorable member to come to the House and say, no, you will pay entirely every rupee post your 12 lakh salary. No, the marginal relief takes it further down. You don't need to pay till about 12 lakh 75,000 bucks you don't end up paying.
Mr. Raghav Chadha, you have already spoken. No,
that's zero, and after 12.75.
Please take your seat. Please take.
Yes.
Please.
12 points, sir, for his understanding. Raghav Chadha, honorable member, kindly indulge me. I will give you number by number. Listen to me. Sir, 12 lakh 10,000. If suppose the person earns more than 12 lakh, that was his core worry. I'm saying, if he earns more than 12 lakhs, suppose he earns 12 lakh 10,000, the tax without marginal relief would have been 61,500. Whereas with tax marginal relief given, which is given in the budget, he pays only 10,000 rupees. All right, sir? So yes, 12 lakh 50,000. What if he earns that much? The tax without marginal relief. Listen, please. Listen, please.
Mr. Raghav Chadha,
You misled the House. At least hear it now.
Take your seat.
You
I
misled
am not
people in the
allowed
House.
you. Please take your seat. I am not allowed you. Please take your seat.
Sir, if a person earns 12,50,000, tax without marginal relief for him would have been 67,500 rupees. 67,500. But with marginal relief offered, he will pay only 50,000. Suppose he is earning 12,70,000 rupees. Without marginal relief, he will pay 70,500. Whereas with marginal relief, he pays 70,000. And it is only when he reaches 12,75,000, his tax will be 71,250 with or without marginal relief. All right, that is it. What do you expect me to go on till 20,000? So, Raghav Chadda being a chartered accountant, I repeat,
सिर्फ माननीय
is
वित्त
only
मंत्री की बात
misleading
जारी
all
रखिए।
of
आप
us
बैठ
rather
जाएं।
than
हर
informing
वक्त डिस्टर्ब न करें,
people. And this
बैठें।
is put out openly. There's no hide and seek in this. This is put out, the calculation are put out openly. And a chartered accountant keeps repeatedly saying, that's exactly what I'm asking. I'm saying that in written and in oral. What more does he want? I've not hidden anything here. Sir, also, sir, I want to just highlight, sir, Kerala, before I go off to the other. Kerala, sir, honorable member said you have not said much about Kerala. August 2024, the Union Cabinet approved industrial node in Palakkad. Kerala, Kannur Airport operationalized under RCS Udan scheme. Site clearance granted for construction of Greenfield Airport at Kottayam.
Please, आप बैठे
1,300 kilometers of national highway constructed in Kerala in 2014, since 2014. 1,126 kilometers of national highway corridors being developed under Bharatmala Pariyojana in Kerala. Sir, I will continue, but the problem is, they will say you have not said anything about Kerala. The moment I start reading the list, then they'll shout me down. Is this fair, sir? Metro, India's first water metro, inaugurated by Prime Minister Modi in April 2023. Kochi Metro, inaugurated by Prime Minister Modi in 2017. 25-kilometer metro rail operationalized since 2014. Record railway budget allocation of 3,042 crores for Kerala. 125 kilometer of new tracks constructed in Kerala since 2014. 2 Vande Bharat trains started. 35 railway stations being redeveloped. Social infrastructure, sir. 1.6 lakh houses built under PM Awas. 2.5 lakh household toilets constructed under Swachh Bharat Mission. 21 lakh tap water connections provided under Jal Jeevan Mission. 82 lakh Ayushman cards provided. 1,500 Jan Aushadhi Kendras operationalized. 66 lakh Jan Dhan accounts opened. 1.6 crore Mudra accounts sanctioned. That's for Kerala.
John Betasi, take your seat. Not going on record, please.
Sir, I'll come to talking about, sir, this, sir, Bengal denied its due share. Bengal denied its due share.
Please take your seat, Mr. John
I
Betasi.
strongly
All the members are standing. I'm
contest this
requesting you, please
misinformation
take your seat.
being peddled about imagined discrimination against West Bengal.
West Bengal, yes.
Sir, like every other state, PM Awas Yojana Gramin is being implemented in West Bengal since 2016-17. The government has released 25,798 crore as central share to the state since 2016-17. However, complaints of irregularities in the implementation of PM Awas Yojana, including a selection of ineligible households for Awas Plus 2018 list, removal of eligible households, branding violations were received. Similar things have happened about Manrega also. Sir, the people of Bengal are survivors, and I'm sure they will get over the obstruction which has been imposed by the party. But on the specific counts, sir,
Please.
the specific issue which was raised by Sri Saket Gokhale, the union government allocated 172 crore to Andhra Pradesh, 147 crore to Bihar, 151 crore to Gujarat, 200 crore to Madhya Pradesh, 154 crore to Uttar Pradesh for tourism projects, according to an official statement in Lok Sabha. Sir, this was raised, and
I will give you point of order, please.
And he also further said, not a single rupee was given to West Bengal. Moreover, the center has not even included any tourism site from Bengal in these schemes. It was said during the question hour. And I quote Minister Gajendra Singh Shekhawat's response here. And this is emblematic of the issue between the members who think Bengal is not receiving and the government which is saying repeatedly, here we go, the facts. And what was Gajendra Singh Shekhawat's facts, sir? He said, we reached out to the government of West Bengal 4 times in writing and even spoke personally to its representatives, requesting them to submit project proposals. Despite our repeated efforts, no proposal was ever sent by the state. So, the center, Gajendra Singh Shekhawat said, the center isn't showing any stepmotherly treatment. If anything, it seems West Bengal's own administration is failing to act. So, I want Bengal also to know that there is no
Finance Minister, here is a point of order. Can you see? Please, Derek ji. Mr. Derek O'Brien, your point of order. Point number. Rule.
Within the rules.
Yes. Which rule?
Within the rules.
Let me finish.
Let me finish.
I'm going ahead,
Within the rules.
Sir, with your permission,
Please.
if there is no rule, I'm going ahead. With your permission, sir.
Within
if there is
the
no
rules
rule
of
on which it is being
239,
quoted,
sir.
the point of objection
Sir.
being raised, if there is no rule, with your
239.
permission, I want to go ahead.
1 minute. 239.
Sir, within the rules I was asking for the last 3 minutes.
Please.
Now you've given me 239.
Yes.
239 is the rule. I'll just bring it to your notice. When for the purposes of explanation during discussion or for any sufficient reason, no, let me read it. Any member has occasion to ask a question of another member on any matter under the consideration of the council, he shall ask the question through the chairman. That's the rule. Besides this rule, I have on 322 on my computer, 322, referring to a chairman's ruling, debate state matters. That is my ruling, sir. Please pull out 322 on your computer and I'm asking the question. State matters. Without prior notice, I'm reading, nothing should be said derogatory about a state government. That is a rule.
No, sir.
Wait, that's a ruling.
Please,
that's a ruling. Now my question.
Please.
Sir, 239, my question.
Yes.
I have a pointed question to the finance minister. Pointed question.
Yes.
Pointed question.
Please.
7,000.
Please.
Pointed question. You answer me yes or no. 7,500 crores owed to Manrega for Bengal. 99.2 compliance has been met. Where is the money for Manrega and Awas Yojana? Where is the money for Manrega and Awas Yojana?
No,
don't mislead the House.
No.
Don't tell us about who came on Monday.
Please, nothing is going on record. Please take your seat.
Sir.
Please, no point of view. Please. Sit. Please.
Sir.
Honorable leader of the Leader of the House, Mani, please.
Sir, nothing derogatory against any state government has been said. They are trying to politicize the issue. You raise issues, and you try to give an impression that something injustice is being done to a state. And the national and the union.
Please take your seat. आपकी कोई बात रिकॉर्ड में नहीं.
Is this a fish market? Are you making it a fish market? Are you making a fish market now? You don't have even the decency. You don't have even the decency to hear.
Yes, please.
Here, you have got only the.
मर्यादा के साथ एक दूसरे से बात करो.
Only one thing to put charges.
Please.
Sir,
yes, आपकी बात ही रिकॉर्ड में जा रही है. Please.
Nothing derogatory has been said against any state government.
Right.
Number one. Number two, they have raised issues that they are not getting justice to their respective states. The Union Finance Minister is answering one by one the issue how Government of India and Modi government has given more than justice to their states, and how the corrupt government of West Bengal is not responding to the fiscal laws and rules. That is what she is trying to say. And now, Mr. Chairman, sir, I would like to request you that there should not be any point of order, and let the Union Finance Minister give the answer incomplete.
Please. Please.
Thank you, sir.
Please.
Sir?
Let her speak. Nothing is going on record now. Please. Yes,
sir.
Honorable Finance Minister.
There were questions about how our government is probably doing not adequate for MSMEs. I want to very clearly say, in the last 3 budgets, we have repeatedly taken step after step, and in this budget also, many steps have been taken to strengthen MSMEs for accelerated growth of enhanced limiters, enhanced credit limits, So micro and small enterprises have been given credit guarantee cover from 5 crores to 10 crores. Startups, we are coverage has been done.
They are correct. They have not to answer the people of West Bengal. They have to answer their leader Mamata Banerjee, and that is why they are doing all this.
Please.
Sir, so innovative financial tools have also been brought in for customized credit cards. And the credit card offering is about 5 lakh rupees. Support for first-time entrepreneurs have been given. New term loan scheme has been offered, and up to 2 crores for first-time entrepreneurs for next 5 years, particularly the SCs, STs, and entrepreneurs who will come from those communities. We have given leather and footwear industry enough support so that their businesses can grow. And leather and sector also has been given an enhanced importance. Imports for wet blue leather now fully exempt from basic customs duty, so that crushed leather exports freed from a 20% duty to encourage domestic value addition and export. So national manufacturing mission has also been given. EV and mobile production is also being encouraged. The import of several of the critical minerals have also been enabled. So there are very clearly steps from July 24 budget continuing even in this budget. So MSMEs have always received a very important place in our budget making, sir.
बचपन में हम लोग देखा करते थे कि क्रिकेट के मैच में जब टीम हारने लगती थी तो विकेट उखाड़ करके चल देती थी। मुझे अपना बचपन याद आ गया कि इतने जिम्मेवार पार्टी जो यहाँ हम 90 स्पीकर्स को सुने, उनके एक एक बिंदुओं को ध्यान में लेकर के वित्त मंत्री महोदया तैयारी करें और उसका जवाब दें, और जवाब जब सुनने की हिम्मत ना हो तो विकेट उखाड़ करके चल दें। खुद का विकेट खुद का विकेट उखाड़ करके चल दे। ये संसदीय परंपराओं के विरुद्ध है। मैं चाहूँगा कि इतनी पुरानी पार्टी, वैसे वो अपने बुद्धिमत्ता के प्रदर्शन के कारण हर समय उनकी गिरावट बढ़ती जा रही है, लेकिन फिर भी हम चाहते हैं कि वो आगे बढ़ें और बढ़ने के लिए कम से कम इतना तो ध्यान रखें और मादा रखें कि जब वित्त मंत्री पॉइंट वाइज, और वित्त मंत्री सिर्फ वित्त मंत्री जवाब नहीं देती, दिस इज द आंसर ऑफ द गवर्नमेंट विथ फुल रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी, और उस रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी के साथ जब वो जवाब देती हैं, द ऑपोजिशन शुड ऑल्सो टेक इट इन दैट वेरी स्पिरिट। थैंक यू।
माननीय वित्त मंत्री।
Sir, since very senior member Tiruchi Shiva has been saying what about Tamil Nadu, I thought I'd list out whatever has been done for Tamil Nadu. So, with due respect, huh? Do you want me to sit down?
Yes, Tiruchi first you have to take permission, my permission, sir. Please, yes, please
Sir,
put your question.
Tamil Nadu government has asked for two very important metro projects, Madurai and Coimbatore. Nothing has been said. And so also the due for Manarega and SSA is still pending with the union government, has not yet been given. So also the PMEAO, you said the state government has spent all its due, but the union government has not given what it has to be.
Thank you.
So at least say something about these two very important metro projects.
Thank you. Thank you, Honorable Finance Minister.
Sir,
Please.
I wanted to start with something, sir, but I will reserve it for the end. Tamil Nadu, sir. Chennai Metro Rail Project Phase 2 was approved by the Central Sector Project, 63,246 crore, of which 65% will be financed by the central government. Tamil Nadu Defence Industrial Corridor was inaugurated in January 20, 2019, and I've heard different time, different statements, but subject to correction, because I don't keep an account of that, more than 30,000 crore investment has already happened. This has been said by ministers, both of the older dispensation and now of the current dispensation. I don't have the latest number. But when the defense corridor was announced, Prime Minister Modi announced defense corridor, the first corridor for Tamil Nadu. So constantly to think that, oh, Tamil Nadu, UP corridor was announced far later. So Tamil Nadu was top of the priority when it came to defense corridor. PM Mitra Mega Textile Park announced in the aspirational district of Virudhunagar. Foundation stone laid for AIIMS Madurai in 2019. Railways, yes.
Please.
No, it's all right. You can always go on moving the milepost. Now you didn't start moving the milepost
Without permission.
I will, then now, I will have to say what I wanted to say at the beginning, which I reserved for keeping outside. It cannot be a narrative where it's only the center's fault. I want to quote two examples, sir. I want to quote with responsibility two examples. And this consciousness with which they point you on every one detail, where were they? They were an alliance partner with the Congress at that time. Hey, hold on here. You can't stop me like this. I'm sorry. I will say this, sir. I'm answering you. I'm answering you. Now, sir, they were party and alliance partner. Sir, with your permission, I want to say this in Tamil because there's a member who thinks I'm saying things which are not related. I will say it because it was Prime Minister Modi who, despite a silent partnership and a result which was against the people of Tamil Nadu, Jallikattu was banned in Tamil Nadu when they were partners with Congress. It was Prime Minister Modi who removed it from that list. Appa inga poninga. Appa yen kekala. Appa Congress party yen kekala. Enna apdi pandrenu. Yen kekala. So, எப்ப பாரு மோடி தான் தமிழ்நாட்டுக்கு விரோதம் சொல்றது தப்பு. அமைதியா உட்கார்ந்து கேட்கறதுக்கான தைரியம் இருக்கும் உங்களுக்கு. That's one example, sir. Second example I will say, sir. அமைதியா உட்கார்ந்து கேளுங்க, தைரியம் வச்சுக்கோங்க, மனசுல திடமா இருங்க. மனசுல திடத்தோட தமிழ பதில் சொல்றேன், கேட்டுக்கிட்டு போங்க. அங்க போய் சொல்லுங்க தமிழ்நாட்டுல, சும்மா இங்க கத்தாதீங்க. சார், செகண்ட் எக்ஸாம்பிள், உங்களுக்கும் கொடுப்பாங்க மைக், நீங்களும் பேசுங்க. சார், சென்னை மெட்ரோ, சென்னை மெட்ரோ, சென்னை மெட்ரோ. இல்ல இல்ல, நீங்க சென்னை மெட்ரோ மெட்ரோ பத்தி பேசுறீங்க இல்ல, நான் உங்களுக்கு மெட்ரோ பத்தி சொல்றேன். மெட்ரோ மெட்ரோ பத்தி பேசுனீங்க, நான் மெட்ரோ பத்தி சொல்றேன். பின்ன அவர் எழுத கத்தலாமா அப்படி? நான் சொல்லக்கூடாது, நீங்க என்ன வேணா எனக்கு அகைன்ஸ்ட் பேசுவீங்களா? நான் பேசுவேன், அதிகாரத்தோட பேசுறேன், அவர்கிட்ட அனுமதி கேட்டு பேசுறேன், அவங்க கிட்ட நான் அனுமதி கேட்டு பேசுறேன். You can't tell me that I can't say. மரியாதை இல்லாம அப்படி சொல்லிட்டாங்கன்னா மெம்பருக்கு நான் சொல்லமா இல்லையா? அதுவும் அவர் தமிழ் புரியுதோ இல்லையோ? இல்லைங்க சிவா, நீங்க 2 முறை இன்னைக்கு காலையில இருந்து நான் பாக்குறேன், நீங்க நியாயத்தை பேசுறது இல்ல, நியாயத்தை பேசுறது இல்ல சிவா. நான் சாரி, உங்களுக்கு மன்னிப்போட சொல்றேன். நீங்க தயவு பண்ணி சிவா கிட்ட பேசுங்க, நீங்க தயவு பண்ணி சிவா கிட்ட பேசுங்க. சார், மெட்ரோ பத்தி I'll say it in English, sir. Tirchi Siva was a very senior member. I respect him. We've had a lot of exchanges about differences in ideology. We've been talking. This is something which goes on. But since he raised the issue of metro, again I'm saying, it was the decision of the state government to not have the center do it, and it was a decision that they will do it themselves. This government or that government, I'm not getting into the picture. Now, if the state government has chosen to do it, it is their decision. And in a press conference later, when it was all charged against us, your urban development ministry is not sanctioning, you were supposed to get multilateral banks loans, you're not giving, Modi is not doing anything for Tamil Nadu. I was there in the press conference and explained it. Initially, central government said, we will get the multilateral assistance and support Chennai Metro Project 2, Phase 2. The state government, whichever the state government was, chose not to have it. From the center, they said, no, we'll do it ourselves. All right? Excuse me, sir, I am the minister. I was in the discussion when your ministers had come. I was the minister at that time. I heard it. I heard it. Honorable Member Wilson, please go check it up with your own government.
Mr. Wilson,
no. I'm sorry. I've said this even in a press conference in Tamil Nadu. I'm saying it in English in Rajya Sabha. That decision of the state government, we honored and left it and said, whenever you want to think about it, come back. If you want, I'll get the multilateral loan. Then, last year, Prime Minister Modi said, we'll do that for them. Because Honorable Chief Minister from Tamil Nadu had come, met up with the Prime Minister and said, we would want you to take it. And Prime Minister conceded. This is on record. This is on record. So two instances where the central government volunteered to say, அப்பா ஜல்லிக்கட்டு உங்களோட தான், உங்க சட்டத்துல நீங்க மாத்திக்கணும், தயவு பண்ணி நீங்க பண்ணிக்கங்க. It is in your powers to change it and say Jallikattu will be allowed in Tamil Nadu.
One second, Honorable Finance Minister. Honorable members, the reply to the discussion on the Union Budget 2025-26 is underway. If the House agrees, we may sit beyond 6 p.m. to conclude today's business. Do I have the leave of the House to extend the sitting beyond 6 p.m.? Thank you, Honorable Finance Minister.
So, sir, in both the instances, the center kept saying, we are willing to do it. But when it happened, even though they were alliance partner with the Congress, they didn't stop it. We didn't hold it against them. But we came and explained, saying, it is not us. It's not Prime Minister Modi who halted Jallikattu. On the contrary, we helped that even in the Supreme Court, we said, no, it should be part of Tamil Nadu's culture, so do. That was done by us. And so was this one, Metro, also done by us. Sir, highways, sir. Highways, 4,100 kilometers of national highways constructed in Tamil Nadu since 2014. 5 greenfield corridors being built under Bharatmala project in Tamil Nadu. Salem Airport operationalized under UDAN. New integrated terminal building phase 1 of Chennai International Airport developed at a cost of 1,260 crores. Social infrastructure. Over 12 lakh house built under PM Awas. Nearly 59 lakh households. Toilets constructed under Swachh Bharat mission. Nearly 89 lakh tap water connections provided under Jal Jeevan mission. 78 lakh Ayushman cards provided. 1,350 Jan Aushadhi Kendras operationalized. 1.6 crore Jan Dhan accounts opened. 5.7 crore Mudra accounts sanctioned. So, Tamil Nadu, sir. Tiruchi Airport, Honorable Minister Murugan is also saying about it. That got inaugurated.
Please take your seat. Honorable Finance Minister, please continue. Honorable Finance Minister, please, your reply is complete.
Yes, thank you, sir.
No, please take your seat now. No, nothing further. Nothing further. Honorable members, there are 23 permitted special mentions for today. A special mentions of those honorable members who are present now shall be deemed to be laid on the table of the House. The House stands adjourned to meet at 11 a.m. on Monday, the 10th March 2025.